welcome to Information Please, your Peoria Public Library in the air, bringing you information about your library and your community. And this evening is the second part of a two-part series about the library's new website look and the new ADML Digital Media Library. My guest is Carla Wilkinson again. She's our resident expert with all our e-readers, and tonight we're going to give you an overview again, but then we're going to talk specifically about the Nook if you have a Nook e-reader, and we'll talk a little bit about databases maybe too. Hi, Carla.
Hi.
This has been an adventure for us, changing the website and then quickly, just within 2 weeks, having the Alliance Digital Media Library change its look too. And I think all these changes come as we find easier ways to present information to people, and people like the cleaner look, and they like things to look like the world actually does. And I think that's what we've kind of done in both these cases. And so we're kind of excited about that. So we have had programs before about e-readers, and you have one coming up. But for right now, we're just going to have this little TV show that people can explore on YouTube as often as they want. If you're watching this on TV, you can see this on YouTube to catch some of the details.
Yes.
But first of all, let's start with our website. We've got a whole new look for the website, and it's very exciting and much cleaner.
Yes,
and
it is.
One of the exciting things about it is that these shows are right there on the front page. You can watch those and follow the links and find the rest of the shows that the library does. But also, ebooks have become so important in the library world that we had to give them their own tab, and that's circled in red there on the top of this web page. So no more digging through. When they started off, they were under databases and you had to find them that way, and then they got more important and had a little button. But with this redo, they're so important that they're right there on the top. So once you hover over ebooks, you're going to get a drop-down menu, and that drop-down menu gives you the choice of ADM Digital Media Library, Tumblebook Cloud, Tumblebooks, or the Audiobook Cloud. But we're talking about mostly today, right off the bat, is the ADML Digital Library.
Yes.
That's where we can go check out books. So I'll let you, the other thing is when you go to the site, on our homepage, you'll see two things we want to call your attention to. The sign-in button, you need your library card and your PIN number.
Yes.
And up at the top it says Discover the Next Generation Experience, and that's a little video tour of the new site, which is very helpful to just watch these little things, get all the points at once. A lot of people like to just click around, but if you want to map, and to make it easy for people, we're going to show that right now.
Yes.
So let's watch.
If you're a returning customer, you may notice things look a bit different since your last visit. Our goal in redesigning your library's website was to dramatically improve the ease of use, to help you find, check out, and enjoy ebooks and audiobooks quickly and easily in as few clicks as possible. It's so easy now. Simply browse or search your favorite titles, quickly see which books are available or checked out, notice the fast filtered search. With one click, you can sample titles in all formats your library offers: ebooks, audiobooks, music, or video. Your library may also offer other features, such as additional titles that you can sample and buy for yourself now, or recommend to your library to add to the collection. And once you've logged in with your library card, it's all new, one-step checkout. That's right, just one click to borrow the title. As always, once the title is checked out, you can download to all major devices, including iPad, Nook, and Kindle in the US. Then, as usual, your borrowed title will simply expire at the end of the lending period. In addition to your download choices, now you can also enjoy the easiest ebook reading experience in the world. With Overdrive Read, you simply see book, read book. Instant access to your library ebooks in your web browser without downloading the book, installing software, or activating your device. Another great thing about Overdrive Read is that now you can access the same book on different devices, so you can continue reading on your iPad where you left off on your laptop. You can read both online and offline, that is, while your device is connected to the internet and when you're not, so you can enjoy your ebooks anytime, anywhere, just like your downloads. To find your borrowed ebook when you want it, simply return to your account or bookshelf at your library's website, or click on a favorite. When you're online, remember to make the ebook a favorite in your browser or on your home screen. Then you'll be able to read offline by just clicking on the favorite. Like other e-readers, you can customize your reading experience, including font size, skip to different parts of the book, bookmarks, and more. And like all the titles you borrow from the library, the ebooks will expire at the end of the lending period, making them unusable on your devices and available for the next reader to borrow back at the library's website. Then, you can simply delete the appropriate favorites to keep your list current. The account page at your library's website has also been updated to be more intuitive and easy to navigate. Check your holds, recommended titles, and wish list all in one place. The next generation is here. If you have any questions, go to the help page on your library's Overdrive-powered website for additional resources, including a link to contact support.
So, Carla, now we're going to get back and talk about Nooks. Last time on this show we talked about the Kindle. The Kindle and the Nook are very different, and fortunately the ADML Digital Library works with almost every e-reader we can think of.
It does,
And,
yes.
and if you've got one that isn't on the list, we'll figure it out for you.
We will, yes.
Yeah. And up here you have two different Nooks. What Nooks are these?
Over here we have the Nook Color.
Okay.
It's similar to the Kindle Fire. It's a color e-reader. You can view videos and play games.
Can you get on the internet?
You
with
can
it?
get on the internet. There's a web browser. So you can do a lot of things with it. It's kind of like a tablet. Nook also makes a tablet that's a little bigger, has a little more storage space. So you could check your email and read a book and use it as a calculator and whatever you need to use it for.
Okay.
We also have the Nook Simple Touch over here, which is a black and white e-reader. It does not have a web browser, so it's basically just for reading, which is great if that's all you need.
Yeah, if that's all you want to do because you've got, you know, another tablet or you have a smartphone and you have a laptop, and how many things do you really need?
Right. Yeah. if you have a smartphone, I have a smartphone and I have the black and white Kindle, so I don't think I really need the fancier e-reader because I can do everything I want on the smartphone. And I like the convenience of just having books on my e-reader.
And nothing else.
And it's more affordable than the color versions.
Yeah, the color versions are more expensive. And but the library owns these. The Friends of Peoria Public Library bought them for us so that we could do programs and help people by letting them actually try them out, see how they work.
Yes.
And so that's a good thing. And you are having a program in April 2013.
Yes.
In case someone's watching this YouTube video a while later. April 2013. And what time?
It's April 17th at 6 o'clock at the North Branch. We'll be talking about all e-readers. We'll have a general session where we'll talk about the general functions of the Alliance Digital Media Library, and then we'll split it up into Kindles, Nooks, and iPads because those seem to be the three most popular. And we will have devices there if you don't have one. We're very grateful to the Friends for purchasing these for us so that we can teach people how to use them. So we will have them there. If you want to try one out, we'll let you hold it. We'll let you read for a few minutes on it. And we'll help you make a decision because it can be kind of daunting, overwhelming when faced with all these options for e-readers. So we can help you figure out which one is best for you.
Yeah, which one, and without the sales pressure. Because we're not selling.
I'm not getting a dime.
We're just going to make them available to you. And of course, the library is a great place to do consumer reports and all those other things before you invest. But this gives you that hands-on portion. And we should mention you can view Consumer Reports from home over
You
the
can.
internet and check it out if you want. Okay, so let's get back to, you've got your Nook. There's the new ADML Digital Media Library. You've gone to the site. You've signed in. Where are we here?
This is the homepage for the Alliance Digital Media Library. And if you watched last week, I am going to repeat some things, but we just want to make sure that you know all the steps.
Right.
So this is the homepage, and it's a little prettier. It's a little different. You'll notice big, colorful book covers, which I like because I love book covers, and I do judge a book by its cover.
Yes, me too.
Along the top, the menu in blue there gives you different options for ebook fiction, ebook nonfiction, audiobook fiction and nonfiction, and then featured collections. The featured collections are great if you're just browsing, you don't really care what you're going to read. And then, of course, there's a search option if you have something specific you're searching for.
Right, right.
So for the purposes of this demonstration, I've chosen ebook fiction.
Right, and because you do have audiobooks on there too.
Correct.
And this let people, it's not only ebooks, it's audiobooks as well.
Right.
And that used to be the most popular thing. I can remember when, back in the days when we were saying, oh, don't buy any more ebooks, nobody checks them out. And then we had the point when all of a sudden everybody wanted the ebooks.
Yes, yes.
So,
And I've taken calls from people before who said, I checked out a book, but it's not working. And come to find out they checked out the audiobook by mistake. So you want to make sure you get the right format.
yes.
So when you click on ebook fiction, you're going to get more options. And this is going to let you choose what genre you want to read. You can choose, you can see right here, all fiction, classics, and historical fiction. It also breaks it down into juvenile fiction, mysteries, young adult fiction. So you can choose whichever genre you are interested in reading. I chose all fiction just to give us a general idea.
Right.
So then you see the titles that we have. Something that's important to note that I don't think I mentioned last week was in the top right-hand corner of every cover, you see a little book icon.
Like an open book icon.
If it's gray, that means that the book is checked out. If it's black, that means the book is available now. So that's an easier way just at a glance to see what's available. Before, you had to kind of look over to the right and see if it was checked out or not. This is easy at a glance.
It's just right there. you
Right,
know.
it's just right there. Also at the top of the page is a green button that says available now. Before, it was a small checkbox that was hard to find. I love this button because I don't like searching through and only seeing one available book on a page. When you click on this, it gets rid of all the books that are checked out right now. So all you see is what's available to check out.
So you want a book to read right now, that's a great way to go. If there's certain books you have on a list, then you can do the search and put them on hold even if they're not available.
Right, and the hold process is very similar to putting a physical book on hold. You get an email when it's available, you come back into the site and check it out.
Okay, very simple. Okay.
So once you've chosen a book that you want to check out, it takes you to this page. Again, very simple, not much to look at here, not much to confuse you. It tells you the available formats up in the top right-hand corner.
Oh, I see that. Kindle book, Overdrive Read, EPUB, ebook.
Yes. And this is important because not every single book is available in every format. Most of them are, but there are a few exceptions. So if you don't see the format you're looking for, then you maybe don't want to check that one out.
Okay. So now I don't see one that says Nook, and we're talking about Nooks.
Right, right. Well, the Nook uses the universal format of EPUB.
Okay.
EPUB is just a general format that can be used by lots of different types of e-readers. Kindle has their own format, which some people like, some people don't like. I don't really care as long as I can read the book.
You don't care.
Yeah, but Nooks use the universal EPUB.
So that's an important thing for people who are not as comfortable with technology to remember.
Correct.
If you have a Nook, you're looking for EPUB ebooks.
Or you can also put a PDF. If you see PDF, which is a common file format that most of us are familiar with, that will work as well. But generally, you're looking for EPUB.
Okay.
And you'll see just in the middle of the page the big borrow button. This is basically the only step, where before with the old format you had to go through, I think, 3 different steps to check out a book from this website. What's important to note on this page also is that it says under borrow that this title can be checked out for 14 days. You can change that. You can check it out.
I see the change. There's a blue change icon.
Yes, it's going to default to 14, but if you click on change, you can set it for 7, 14, or 21. I like to set it for 21 just so I know I have it for a long enough period of time, because due to copyright laws, you cannot renew any ebook. You can go back and check it out again if it's available, but you can't just renew it automatically.
Okay.
And your device should save your place if you have to renew it. It will know that you've had this book before. It'll save your place so you don't have to try to figure out where you left off reading.
So you have to go back in and check it out again. You're not going to lose everything, which is something I read ebooks on a Palm Pilot a million years ago, and that was one of the early frustrations I think I had with checking things out of the library, is I would lose my place, and you know, it was books you bought didn't do that, but other books did. So this is all technology has come so far.
Yes.
So far, and it's so close to reading paper books now.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yeah. So you can change that checkout period. You may want to choose 7 days if you're a fast reader, 21 if it takes you a little longer. You're also limited to 2 books checked out at a time. So maybe you're a fast reader and you want to be able to check them out often, so you'll choose that 7 days. Or maybe there's a long waiting list for that book and your turn finally came, so you want to keep it for 21 days, so you make sure you get to read it. And when that due date expires, the book will just stop working. There are no fines or anything like that.
One
paper
way
books.
not to run up money. You know, I've heard of people who say, "Oh, I don't want to check out a library book because I don't want to run up fines." Which, of course, we have many ways to avoid that these days too, with all of our online renewals and text messaging renewals. And I haven't had an overdue book in forever since I started with my smartphone. And but it's any phone with texting, you can use that. I haven't had a problem, and I think people are finding that very helpful too. So don't have to worry about this. It just goes away. You have to go back in and check again.
Right. So once you've clicked on that borrow button, that's the only step. It's checked out. This is your account. You're logged in at this point, and like we said, you need your library card and your PIN number. If you don't know your PIN number, we have easy ways on our website to retrieve that. Right.
The new look of our website, it says My PPL. You pull that down, and there's Forgot My PIN. But the other way is in our catalog, there's a Forgot My PIN. Just call the library and tell them, I forgot my PIN. Or if you're in the library, just go to a desk. They'll find it for you. So lots of ways to get that.
Yes. So you'll see we have 2 titles checked out right now on this account. And it tells you over on the right how many you have checked out, how many you have left. Since we have 2 checked out, we can't check out anymore because that is the limit for our library.
Okay.
And you'll see the download button. When you hold your mouse over download, it drops down a menu and lets you pick your format.
Okay.
So this one is available as a Kindle or an EPUB, and I put a circle with a red line through it. Don't choose the Kindle if you have a Nook, because that won't work on your Nook.
Yeah.
So you'll want to choose EPUB and then click confirm and download.
Okay.
And this is where it gets a little tricky sometimes for Nook users, because the process is a little bit different.
Okay.
You do have to download to a computer for a Nook book. But it's pretty painless once you know how to do it.
Okay. It's just the getting started.
Right. And if you need help with this, you can call us and we can walk you through it over the phone.
Okay.
So once you click on that, it's going to download to your computer, and it's going to go into a program called Adobe Digital Editions. This is what it's going to look like on your computer screen. We have in here the getting started with Adobe Digital Editions. But if you have a book in there, it will look just like that. You'll see the cover and a brief description.
Okay. Okay.
Over on the left, you have your bookshelves, and those are things that you can organize. If you have a lot of books in there and you want to organize them by genre or category or whatever, you can do that. When you connect your Nook to your computer, it's going to show up as a bookshelf. So
Okay.
it's going to be over there on the bottom, like I have it there circled
I
in
see
red.
where it says Nook.
And all you have to do to transfer that book to your Nook is click on the title and then drag it. When you hover over Nook, you'll see, I think it's a green plus sign, and you just drop it into the Nook and it goes right on your device.
And it's very simple,
It's
very
very
easy.
simple. The next time you open up your Nook, you'll see the title there,
All right.
right on top. So
Yeah.
it's very simple once you get the hang of it, but there are a couple of extra steps that you have to go through with the digital editions. So sometimes people have a little bit of trouble with it, but
Yeah, but it's easy to solve.
right.
And you do not have to know. Now, I'm not sure about this, and hopefully you can answer this. If you're in the library, can you download to one of the library computers and plug your Nook in or not?
Unfortunately not.
Right.
If you have your personal computer, if you bring your laptop into the library to use our internet, you can download onto your computer, but our public computers don't allow for downloading.
Okay. Yeah, I think that I remember that some libraries will actually have a download station, but we don't have those.
We don't have one. I've heard word that people want one, but I don't know that.
Well, that would
that's in the
that would
works.
save the step of bringing the computer in. But
Right.
since we do have free Wi-Fi, it's an easy matter. Just another reason to buy a cute laptop bag.
Right?
Bring your laptop in. So, okay. So, and then what happens when it expires and it's on your computer and your device? What sort of things do we see?
You can go back into Adobe Digital Editions, and when you hover over the title of a book, there will be a drop-down menu that allows you to return it and delete it. So
Oh, okay.
it's very simple. A Kindle is a little different. You can call me if you need to know how to do that.
Yeah. Well, we have many staff members that are very knowledgeable about these
Right.
devices, and the staff members who aren't will certainly point you to someone who is.
Yes.
So that makes it very, very easy. Okay. And so then that's it on the Nooks.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all it takes. There are a few steps, but once you get the hang of it, it's very simple.
Yeah, very simple. Well, and you and I are both going to talk about the fact that we have smartphones. I have
Right.
an iPhone. You have an
Android.
And both of us have the Overdrive Media app.
Yes.
And so I have books in my phone. I don't need to worry about an e-reader, although it would be nice I can sit and read in it. A lot of people say, oh, does that bother you? And yes, it would be nice to read on a bigger one, but I invested in the iPhone, and I have my emergency book supply in my iPhone.
Yes.
And the Overdrive Media app is very easy. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. It works similar to the website. It's just small and on your phone.
Yeah.
You download it free from whatever service you have. If you have an iPhone, it would be iTunes. For Android, it would be Google Play or whatever.
Yeah, and on
app
my phone
store it is.
itself, I just go to the App Store.
Right.
And so the App Store and search for it.
And it has a blue icon. It's not hard to miss.
Yeah.
And you open it up, and you do have to go through a couple of steps where you have to add your library. But once you do that, you go in, and it's like a smaller, more compact version of our website. And so once you check a book out that way, it just goes straight on your phone. You don't have to worry about being on a computer or being connected to Wi-Fi. If you have 3G, it'll
Yeah.
work that way. So it does download to your phone.
You can just make the choice. Do you want to use the data plan you paid for?
Right.
Or do you want to use Wi-Fi? And many smartphone users go around looking for places that have Wi-Fi so that they don't use up their data.
A lot
Not a
of people don't know about the Overdrive app, and when I tell them about it, I say, if you always have your phone with you, and this way you always have a book to read, because I don't like being stuck somewhere like in a waiting room and not having anything to read because I forgot my book at home.
Yes, or someone's
So-
late and you have to wait for them.
So this way you always have something to read. I also like to put audiobooks on it because I can connect that to my car stereo and listen to audiobooks that way without having to try to change CDs while I'm driving.
Yes, that's always fun. I'm kind of a master of that. But yes, I've done that too. And of course, that's what you would do on your iPod if you have an iPod.
Right.
Now, if you're reading books on your iPad, are you doing the same thing? Are you using the app?
Yes, you are. You're going into the Overdrive app on your iPad, and so that makes it a one-stop shop, so to speak. You just do everything right on your iPad, go into the app, download a book. It's right there on your iPad. You don't have to worry about transferring it somewhere. It's just very simple.
It's there, it's easy. And what's nice about the Always Available books is so many of those are more historic books or classics. They're books that are not copyrighted anymore, and anybody can read them, and that's why you don't have to return them. You can hoard them if you're a book hoarder. You can hoard them in your phone or your e-reader. Of course, you can use up your space, but if that's what you want to do, it's to people who don't like to be without a book. It's kind of reassuring to know that they're there 24/7 and you can get to them. We were going to talk about another app that's free, Goodreads.
Yes.
You've been using it a while. I have it and haven't used it. In fact, I apparently have an account because I had people friending me on it. But I did just download it right before this show, and I don't know if people can see this or not, but it's a nice little bright, clear app that you can put in the books you're reading. You've used it more than I have. Why don't you tell us what all you do with it?
I like it because I read a lot, and there are a lot of books that I want to read, but I don't want to forget about them. So it allows you to put in books that you have read, if you're like me and you want to keep track of that, what you are currently reading, and books that you want to read. So it keeps those 3 lists for you. You can also create other lists if you want to, if you like to organize your books that way. The app is great because on the iPhone, it allows you to scan the barcode on the back of a book and enter it that way, which I think is so cool.
No typing.
No
autocorrect with weirdness.
It just pulls up all the information automatically.
That's great.
Which is just so fun to me.
Great way to run through the library scanning books.
Right. Or like I go into bookstores and I can pull up that app, and if I see a book I want to read, because I'm a library user, I don't buy a lot of books, so I can go into that app and add to my list of books that I want to read right as I'm standing there in the bookstore, where before I was taking notes and going back to my computer.
Great idea, Carla. Hey, thanks for joining us, and I hope people find this information helpful. And I want to make sure that you know that the library staff is always willing to help you with e-readers or how to use any of this information that's out there at peoriapubliclibrary.org. You can use it in the library or at home. And we will be back next week with another exciting show, so we'll see you next week on Information Please.